Hey, beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I guess you can call it a podcast. We are here today to talk about Doubling Down with the DERRICOS, Season 2, Episode 9, Food for the Soul. I think you guys will be happy to know I don't think this will be a very long review because it didn't really give that much, you guys. It wasn't really too much going on in this episode. It was cute as usual, but no real drama like we're used to. We did get some man crying though. Yes, we did, as usual. So the episode starts off with the kids admiring the bunk bed still. They're jumping all around, hands on the ceilings. Then we go downstairs to where Mom and Gigi and everyone is with more kids, of course. And they are play fighting and roughhousing, and it's just so noisy that I'm telling y'all I would lose my shit. Because I don't like a lot of noise. I'm like an 80-year-old woman. I don't like it. God knew what he was doing, giving me one Pisces girl. She's quiet, I'm quiet. It's a match made in heaven. Mom tells them, be careful with Diaz right there. You know, you can't really be jumping around him and stuff like that. So Mom tells us it's a week out from Diaz's surgery. His eyes have totally gone down. He looks good. However, he has lumps all over his head and he's not eating. He's gradually getting back to playing with his siblings and everything. So that's the best part to me, the fact that he is acting normal. But she's very concerned about his not eating. So they're eating like the fruit by the foot, and Dad comes in and he says, hey, he's eating. It's candy, but it's calories. So she says, yeah, the only thing he's really eating is like crackers, rice, and candy. And she said at this point, they'll take whatever kind of calories they can get. They're just glad that he's eating something. Eric asked Karen what it is she had planned for Black History Month, and she said that she was thinking about giving the kids, separate projects. She says she loves the fact that they learn about historical figures. However, we have current and more up-to-date figures that they should learn about as well, and they can speak about. She's like, for instance, Kamala. She just feels like the schools are constantly teaching about Rosa Parks and Dr. Martin Luther King. And no shade to them, but she wants them to know a little bit more than just that. And Eric says, yeah, because when I was in school, I did a project on Thurgood Marshall and Frederick Douglass. And I'm like, tell us more, Eric. Tell us more about your life, please. We would love to know. So then we have Dad and the oldest girl, I think Darion, going for a walk. So when they leave out, he says he likes the keypads and he thinks he's going to put them in all his rental properties. And he wants her to be with him because he likes to see women in charge and he wants her to one day take over. And I'm like, okay, so maybe he is a landlord. Maybe he does own homes that he rent out. I don't know. I'm still so confused by that. The way he talks, it sounds like he is. So, okay. So as they're walking, she's in the confessional letting us know that she's trying to get up the nerve to let him know that she would like to go on a date with this guy named, I think it was Little Mike. Someone that she's been knowing since they were little, and she just ran into him recently. So she did let her dad know that she saw him recently. He's like, oh, good. And then she switches the subject and says they're talking about height, and she's saying how she wants her man to be taller than her. And I'm like, this little girl is determined to get a man. Please slow down, baby girl. They will be there forever. Trust me. So she gets up the nerve to let him know that she wants to go out with Lil Mike. He says, okay, let me call his dad because if you guys go out, then I'm going to chaperone. She says, fine. She's really happy. They go to Gigi's house. She's very happy letting Gigi know that she is going on a date. And of course, Gigi is excited for her. You guys, it's so good to see Gigi in her house alone, just cleaning, being alone. I don't know why I just want this lady to get some rest. I know I say that every time, and she's probably fine with what she does, but I just like seeing her alone, just knowing that she's not spending every second of the day with kids. So then we see Eric in a classroom setting saying that he loves teaching the kids. And I remember the mom did say that he is the Manny / teacher, and I'm like / extra kid / husband or something. Okay. But I'm wondering how he's teaching all these different age groups all in one, because Darion is in there and her head is down like she's just disengaged, because I'm sure whatever he's talking about has nothing to do with what she's learning at this point. So mom comes in, she goes over the Black History Month thing with the kids again and lets them know what they're going to be doing. So later on, we're in the kitchen with mom, dad, Darion, Diaz, and he's eating another fruit by the foot. And dad says, so mom, what's your plans for the day? And she says, well, I need to get my hair done. And she points to her ponytail that's just sitting up there. And she says, I got to get this thing done. And he says, yeah. And then she says she's trying to order food because she's trying to order something that Diaz would eat. So his twin is over there. They're asking what it is he wants to eat. The twin says rice. Then Diaz says rice. And it's a whole 5-minute thing about Diaz wanting rice. So dad says he's going to go ahead and get some soul food then. Add some collard greens and stuff to that rice. And he says Darion already has her coat on. He asks her why she got a coat on. She says she's cold. I'm like, yo, turn the heat up for that baby. But he's like, you can come on and go with me because I need to talk to you anyway. So in the confessional, he lets us know that he spoke to Big Mike and it's okay for them to go kayaking. So in the car, they start talking about the date, and they have the twin boys, Derek and the other one, can't remember his name, but the twins are saying what he has to have in order to date their sister. So I thought it was very cute. And I believe it was Derek, because he's all about the money. Remember, he's the one that wanted the wallet. He's like, yeah, he needs to have a nice car, money, suit, tie, all that. I'm like, y'all better watch out for Derek. I'm gonna say it again. Derek is gonna be their money maker, trust me. So yeah, I thought it was cute, and they said he has to be respectful, and they said treat them nice. And I'm like, what about your sister? Overall, it was a cute scene. Brothers looking out for their sister. So we're back at the house, and it looks like dad picked up like chicken and waffles or something, because it looks like breakfast. But it looks like there was rice included, because he was like manually feeding Diaz some rice, and Gigi asked him, is it good? Diaz, is it good? And he says no. And so then they play the music. It's dramatic because he doesn't like the rice. And all he wanted was rice. So what now? So mom says she can't talk to the doctor quick enough because she needs to get to the bottom of what's going on with her baby. So it's time for Darion, I think I called her Diarra before, it's Darion, to go out on her date. And Gigi is going with Dad so that he doesn't lose his shit, basically, because his baby is hanging out. He doesn't want to call it a date. He always says hanging out with a guy. So they're going kayaking. So we pull up and there are the two Mikes, Big Mike, Little Mike. And Little Mike is a Big Mike. So Dad tells Little Mike that he's becoming bigger than Big Mike, and he says, so you guys are about to switch roles where he's going to be Little Mike and you're going to be Big Mike. And Dad says, no, I'm always going to be Big Mike. And they get a laugh out of it because it's cute. But Little Mike says, no, he's not one for water and he's not one for kayaking because he's huge. They said they think he's about 6'4", and this thing is just too little. He's not with it. However, I do like him. I do like the way he speaks, and he's seems like a very nice kid. But it was just interesting that he called her his neighbor. He just said it's good. He said he's been knowing her forever, but he did say that it's good to get out the house and to, see the neighbors. I'm like, no, you want to be more than neighbors, little Mike. So you guys, they have their little date and their little banter. We're not going to talk about everything they talked about, but it did seem to me that perhaps Mike may be a little more mature than Darion. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. But yeah, cute little date. They got on a boat, yada yada. There we go. So in the end, he asked if he can give her a hug, and Dad says no. No, you can just come on and I can just take you guys where you need to be, but there's no hugs. Oh, and sorry guys, I couldn't find a picture of little Mike online anywhere, so wasn't able to include him. But if you watch the show, you know he's a little cutie. Well, he's a big little cutie. So now it's time for the Black History presentations, and it was very cute, you guys. All the kids they were somebody. So I think we had Rosa Parks, we had Michelle Obama, Barack Obama, Nipsey Hussle, Kamala, and more. So it was very, very cute. But let's skip to the interesting part, where in the end, Mom thanked Eric, and then Dad yells out, Once again, we love you, Eric. Okay, that's a lot of love for Eric, but okay. All the kids run, jump all over Eric, and then Eric starts getting all choked up about, and he's in the confessional and he's talking about how it's just lovely to be with a loving family because he grew up in foster care. He wasn't used to it, all of that. And again, I'm thinking, we're about to get what we've been waiting on. We've been waiting on this story. Let's have it. We didn't get it, but we did get tears. We got his tears again. So he was very, very emotional again, but we didn't get the full story. So thanks, Eric. We love you. So the episode basically kind of ends with them having the Zoom meeting with the neurosurgeon, and he's just asking them how Diaz is acting. Is he his normal self and everything? And of course, they want to know about the bumps on his head and the food, and his eating. And he said that nothing that he had done should hinder his eating. But mom did say that he's not really having bowel movements and things like that. So he said it could be, some issue like that that's stopping him from really eating. So maybe she needs to figure out what's going on with his, with everything else. But nothing that he did should have anything to do with that. And as long as he's moving around and he's okay, then, that's fine. But they want to know about the lumps in his head. And of course, he's like, well, you have to talk to the other doctor, the regular doctor, about that because he's just a neurosurgeon. He can't do anything about the lumps in his head or anything. But he did say that with them, moving bone and all that, that it has to kind of grow back around what, the incisions and everything that they did. So it could be a minute, but it's probably going to go back to normal. But of course, again, he's just a neurosurgeon. He's not the actual surgeon, so he can't really tell them that. And they go to LA in a week or two, I think she said, to have a follow-up with the regular doctor. And she just said she can't wait to do that because she wants to know what's going on with her baby. So that was kind of it for the episode, you guys. I told you it didn't really give a whole lot this week, but it was cute as usual. So thank you guys for sticking around and coming back. I'll be back next week for the next episode. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Smooches.